spoken. We have taken a long hiatus. Partly was because I didn't know where Riley was. I looked and looked and looked and looked and was like, he'll show up on the first day. Why wouldn't he show up on the first day? It's his job. He's not here. We waited extra long for him, thinking maybe he'd show up. And apparently he ghosted us. So Riley, I have trust issues again. I had just gotten over them. And now we're back to square one. I don't know if I can ever trust him again, but you know who I do trust? My rock, my forever rock. She's always there. She's never left me. And even if she has, she's given me ample notification so that I wasn't struggling with separation issues. Ashleigh Smith. Ashleigh, you happy to be back?
I'm happy to be back. And even though Riley's missing with his beautiful family in another country,
You assume. Or
I'm
you know
assuming.
That. Yeah.
I'm just assuming it's a theory and I have nothing to do with it so that I can fill a spot or anything.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, I am too. I'm very excited to be back. And we have a special treat for all of our listeners today. A Big Brother champion, soon to be the America's favorite Amazing Race contestant, I'm assuming, Taylor Hale.
What's up? Hey, Tyson. Hey, Ashleigh.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited because this is our first time ever having face-to-face interaction. And I've heard nothing but the best things about you. And I'm just so excited. I'm really excited to be here.
Great. That leads us into our first segment, which is 20 minutes of why you love Tyson. We usually do that at the top of the thing. What have you heard about me? And from who?
My only experience watching you in any capacity was seeing you on Challenge USA 1, which I know is an iffy topic here. But your season came out when I was first coming off of Big Brother. I just won and your show was like the first thing out there to watch. And I said, I'm going to meet a lot of people in the community. Let me watch this to see who the faces are. And I'll never forget when you were partnered with Alyssa and she was talking about or you said people were like, I do like a 15-mile bike ride. That's nothing. That's a warm up. And it was her next to you. I was like, I like this guy. He keeps it real. He's not afraid to talk shit. He's fun when he talks shit. I can vibe with this person. And let me just tell you guys, everybody listening, we've spoken maybe 2 or 3 times over the 3-4 years that I've been in the community. And every single time we've spoken, Tyson, you've been so helpful and gracious and just incredible. So I don't know what your TV reputation is, whatever it is, but you and me, I respect you, man. Excited to be here.
Thank you. Yeah. And I came off of that season a little bit upset and annoyed with how things went. And I remember you tweeted just like something about a positive thing about me on the show, just like Tyson said he had enough and was just like, fuck off. And I respect that. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. So in a time when a lot of people were like, he's a quitter. Bleh, were like,
those people saying it can't even show up. So now what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can't even show up,
guys.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. Let me not.
Also, that's very few people though. And you talked about my reputation. I get way more love than I deserve. I don't know what it is about the community, but a lot of it's undeserved, but I'll take it. I'll take all the love I can get and hopefully give it back as much as I can. Enough about that. Enough about how great I am. Let's find out how... We didn't hit the 20 minutes. You're right. We'll slow it down a little bit and put some music and stuff in there to get all the way up to 20 minutes. The premiere of 49, action-packed. I have my notes. Taylor has her notes. Ashleigh's got her notes. And we have so much to unpack. I forgot how long these premieres are. They're so long, but we do get to meet the... Too long? Did you roll your eyes at the length of the show?
It's just... It's a very long show. And guys, remember, we're in the tail end of Big Brother. After this, I got to watch 2 hours of Big Brother on Thursday, an hour of The Amazing Race also on Thursday. I think it's an hour and 90 minutes, actually. So it's a long week, okay? So Survivor.
Yeah, that's a lot of TV.
A lot of TV. I love TV, but we gotta split it up a little bit?
Yeah. Well, and Big Brother is generally multiple times a week, too.
At least
right?
3
It's like 3. Oh my gosh, that's so much TV to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I've been filming this Big Brother Unlocked extra episode.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so
every
that
2
airs,
weeks.
It airs every other Friday, but when we film, I'm on that lot from 3:30 p.m. We don't leave till 10:30. So it's
it's a long
lot
day.
of TV in my life.
A long day, but there could be worse things to do. then surround yourself with television. Let's go straight to the beach. We get to meet everybody, and anybody stand out in that first interaction there with Jeff?
It's less about who's standing out in the No, I do like the guy that was an alternate. I like how he just straight up said, like, I had a shirt for every tribe color. I'd be ready for anything. And I didn't know I was going to be here until like 30 minutes before I went to sleep last night or whatever he said. Like, that was fun. Jason's cool.
Do you think that could hinder his game in any way, admitting that he's an alternate?
I don't think so, specifically because I've played with alternates before and they've become kind of icons of the show. Claire Reifus was an alternate on Big Brother her season. Joseph Abden on my season. My ex now turned best friend, an alternate. So I think people that were never supposed to be there can ultimately have some of the most incredible moments. I think I'm biased. I want him to be of that same ilk.
Yeah. Well, and it's great to honestly to watch a alternate go all the way to the end and win, or have like a good deep run, because you're like, you weren't even meant to be here, but then you were, and now you like, it's incredible how everything has changed. I think as a cast member, I've traveled with alternates before, and I'm always like, fuck these alternates. They're always trying to steal our spots. This is my spot. Nobody's taking my spot from me. But the person who gets replaced no longer has any say. So again, it doesn't matter. And I don't think that I would feel that way if an alternate came onto my tribe. I wouldn't be like, oh, they stole that stranger's spot. It wouldn't matter.
Wow.
But if they stole my spot, I would be upset. And apparently, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I think the two people got replaced. There's two alternates playing this season. And I think the two that got replaced were somehow pre-gaming.
Mm-hmm. How do you
connected somehow? I don't know if they were talking. They maybe were, or talking while traveling, passing notes, something like that. I don't know exactly what happened. There might be more articles online about it, but I do know that, and they don't bring in alternates very often. It's usually medical reasons that they do, like someone has a bum knee before the season starts. So Jason comes out of the gates and says he's an alternate, and everybody cheers for him. And what is the play there when Jeff is there and he goes to you, goes, Taylor, what are you about? Like, what do you want to give up? What do you not want to give up? Like, this game it's Big Brother-esque in that you're trying to create this persona that people like enough to keep around, but not so much that you're a threat.
Yeah. I think I probably would have made the same mistake, but I like to own up to kind of who I am, because my titles go against who I am in my daily life. Like, I was Miss Michigan USA, just passed my crown going into Big Brother. And so if Jeff goes, Taylor, you on the side over there, what's up with you? I was like, oh, well, I was Miss Michigan USA. I came from this crazy pageant world, and I'm here because I want to show people that pageant girls, the stereotype, are so much more multifaceted and layered than you would expect. And I think that's a way, like, you're inviting people to be in on this journey and inviting people to get to know you, instead of saying, I'm this puppet stereotype and you should get rid of me right now. Now, you're taking a gamble with how it gets received, but I think it's a good gamble. I'd rather invite people in than like push them away and try to be too concealed about my identity.
Right. Well, let's talk about that. We're going to jump around a little bit here. We have Savannah, the reporter on Uli, who decides to lie about being in the news industry and says she's in marketing. And then we have Nate, the rad dad, also on the same tribe, downplaying his role in film production.
These are my two favorites.
These are your two favorite people?
Right now, they're my two favorite people.
Right now?
So far, yeah.
Okay.
Producing Marvel films is epic.
Pretty cool.
And I also,
very cool.
I appreciate people that realize, like, I have a pretty big job, or I have a job that's kind of flashy, especially, let's just call a spade a spade. Being in the news industry right now, you don't know if people are going to dig and say, well, are you with CNN? Are you with Fox? Are you with MSNBC?
Right.
Do you believe in fake news? Like, what are you a streamer? Are you on cable? Right. So I think there are core skills that being a journalist will get you. Like she said, having those connections, getting scoops before they give other people information, really smart. But do I want to openly divulge information that's going to make people have a bias against me? And a journalist is one of the hottest industries right now. So I think she was smart to say, you know what? Marketing. That's what I do.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with that. I generally don't like lying about professions because it's hard to keep up that lie. Like, why add another lie to your thing when you're going to end up having to lie a bunch down the road and keeping everything straight and then being like, oh, what do you do in marketing? Like that's, so I'm like, don't lie, but I do agree that somebody is going to have it out for someone who works in the news right now in this moment, on either side, any direction. It's a dangerous spot to be in. So I agree with that. And Nate also, I think he's just downplaying his job, which is wise too. I think I went in trying to downplay stuff. I still try to downplay stuff. Even in life, I try to downplay stuff because it's like, I didn't graduate college. Stuff just fell in my lap and now I'm here. Like that sucks for everybody who that didn't happen to. So
your life is so hard. Things just get handed to me. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know. And another thing just fell from the sky and now we're here. This sucks. Sorry that it couldn't happen to everybody. So yeah, I mean, you got to downplay that stuff. And I agree also with that. And we go straight into this marooning challenge. Is that how does Big Brother go straight into a challenge like within the first 20 minutes?
In the past few seasons, yeah, we've had a live move-in, which is kind of a slog. And so they'll do videotape packages introducing the house guests in fours. There's 16 house guests. You move into the house and you kind of end up playing a game, either split into 8 and 8 rounds, 2 rounds, either 8 and 8 or 4 rounds of 4 each. And then it's kind of like filtered through between those two. Either one person will win a power from both sides that they can use, or one person will ultimately win the first head of household. So they've been messing with the formula a little bit. I think we need a back to basics season. Just throw it back, take it easy. Don't throw all these twists.
They say that about Survivor.
Yep.
Lots of people want the back to basics. But is it a reset? Some type of reset? Yeah. Start it up again. You just got to shut the server down for a little bit and then get it back on track. They don't get muddy in the marooning challenge because I hate getting muddy first day. It's like, we're going to get so dirty. Like you purposely do that to us, though they did do it to him here. Anyways, so it's the blocks, collect blocks, build blocks. And we see all these strategies of like, is it a strong and a weak person, a strong and a strong? And like, that's like, I mean, everybody's on the fly here. Ultimately, Hina wins, making the other two, Uli and Kella.
How do y'all get, I'm sorry, can I just say something? Yes. How do you guys not get like taken a task for like cultural appropriation or whatever every day? Like these tribe names, and
I think they're just Fijian words, but I don't know what they are.
That's great. That makes sense. But every time that Survivor theme comes on and they have the opening credits, I'm like, surely somebody cannot be happy with this. It's
always on the edge.
I think it's changed, morphed a little bit for that reason, but I don't really know either. But I've also thought that same thing as I'm even like finding the music on Instagram to like play over something. I'm like, is this okay?
Yeah.
But also, is it just made up fictional sound? Like, I don't know.
And that's how they get you. You're like, I'm just trying to do the right thing. And then you step in. Like, shit.
Yeah.
I'm too hard. And
so I honestly don't know, but I have had that thought before and been like, so I don't know. I have no idea. I should dig into it more because if they're just fully making it up, then okay, but it's still something. They're going for something. I don't know. That's above my pay grade, Taylor. I wish I could make the decisions because we'd go with, just something real clear cut.
I'll redirect my criticism until I see the tag on your name.
Okay. Yes. I mean, no, you can criticize it. That's what we're here to speak honestly and openly about what we see on TV.
Oh, yeah. I just want to direct it towards you. Anyway, I'm stepping all over you. Go ahead. Let's keep pushing.
The 1v1. So Hina wins, and now we have this 1v1 for supplies. This is a new era thing where they send out one person. You're on a tribe with 6 other people, and that's not a lot of places to hide. Are you volunteering for this 1v1? Is it worth the risk to be the hero of the tribe? Is being the hero of the tribe something you want anyways? Are you trying to prove yourself? Does it is it depend on where you fit in on the tribe? Like, I'm trying to think of it. For me, I'm like, I'm trying to hide. I don't want to volunteer for this. I don't want people's eyeballs on me. But I also know that there's people that are maybe in a weaker position because they're not seen as someone who is physical, who could probably benefit from proving that they can do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be confident that you can pull it out, though. And I think you also have to understand like the dynamics of your tribe, which you have no time to do before you're making that decision. So for someone like me, I don't have a lot of confidence in a head-to-head tribe against tribe, go somewhere, pull off a puzzle, do that. Like that's not my game. I know that my strengths are going to be at camp, helping build that base, building those connections, and maybe trying to even set a ground for that person to come back, win or lose, and ingratiate them into the tribe. That's my skill set. Yeah. Maybe if I go in there, Taylor Hale, and this is all fictional shit. If I go in there, Taylor Hale, who has played Big Brother and Amazing Race before, maybe I feel like I have no other choice but to go out and do that challenge because I have to prove value and strength to the tribe if I haven't done it in the Marooning Challenge. But otherwise, Taylor Hale, who's like a social player, I'm staying at base camp.
Yeah. Ashleigh?
I definitely wouldn't go do it. I would mess it up. I'm kind of like,
let's say you totally botched the Marooning Challenge. Like it is your fault that your tribe lost.
Yes.
Does that change? Because in my opinion, if I botched the Marooning Challenge so hard that my entire tribe looked at me and was like, you fucked it up, Tyson, I would then be like, okay, I'm going to go. This is my one chance to not be on the bottom right now. It's either this or nothing. Like I have to, at this point, just like try to prove myself. Is that too big of a swing? No,
I
you're
still wouldn't
not.
do it because I'm like, I'm not gonna come back with anything. I'm gonna make it worse.
Yeah, but you could lie. You could be like, oh, they gave me an advantage that's supposed to arrive tonight. Like, I don't know.
My social skill is truth. And that's
Telling
the best
truth.
I could do. Okay. I can't really lie that well. I don't know what that's about. So I would definitely, I would have to stay at camp and just be like, guys, oh my gosh, I had like a cramp in my leg while we're doing the challenge. And then they'd be like, really?
Is that a lie or is that true?
It'd be true.
Oh, okay.
You gotta go back
myself
and build. You need to build some shelter, get the fire started. You need to prove yourself.
Yeah, do everything else.
Yeah, you can do that.
Way.
True, that is true. So Ashleigh, your weakness is being able to tell the truth too much. I think that's just the sign of a good person. I don't think that's necessarily a weakness, telling the truth.
Wow. For this game, I think it's a weakness.
For this
unfortunately.
Game, it's a weakness. Yeah.
But
this industry is filled with a ton of terrible people though, Ashleigh. So don't beat yourself up over it.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you.
Yeah. But there's a lot of great people out there too. Before I get all my friends piling on me that are listening to this, lots of great people out there too. Actually, more great people than terrible people. Making this decision, I really do. Like, I am very confident in my challenge ability. I think that that probably wouldn't be a problem for me to go heads up against someone there. But I don't want to. I think for me, the risk outweighs the reward. Like people already would look at me and be like, he's helpful. He's going to be helpful in the challenges. He knows what he's doing. I don't need to prove that more. That will then be too big of a target for me. So I think that, is there anybody that should be volunteering for this then? If all three of us say we would not, is that a wrong move? Did Rizzo and Alex make the wrong move?
No, I think the two correct people for their tribes made the right move. Looking at the tribes, I was like, it should be Rizzo, Rizgod. You do a little too much. Okay, Rizgod, you should go out there and be... Don't just be all talk, okay? And then watching my least favorite player of the season so far, what's his name? Jake?
Alex. Oh, Jake?
Alex or Jake?
No,
Jake didn't go. Alex went, but Jake is his bromance.
Jake is the bromance, my least favorite player. I was looking at Jake and he was gassed. And he needed to conserve his energy. I think you would assume Jake should be the one to go. Alex was the right person to go, which we ended up seeing. It just, he hasn't pulled through in the final act. My God.
I think he didn't. Sometimes you look at these Survivor challenges and you don't realize like they can bury that deep. I think he didn't go deep enough on finding the wheel. I think you just keep going until like it's obviously not there. Like he should have dug down like 5 feet before. And why not use like a coconut husk to scoop? Like they're using their fingers. Like Oh, their fingernails are like getting so beat up. Ouch. Come on, think outside the box,
like
guys.
Shoulder. He put his back into it.
With the shoulder.
He put his whole head in there.
That didn't even help. Like, get 2 coconut husks and use them as like bear paws. So I think Alex, Alex definitely botched it. It was, how do you go back then as Alex? Like, I know he went back and kind of told the truth, downplayed how beat up he got. Is that the play? Is there another play? Could you go back and tell them a lie without bringing them anything that would make it seem positive for you?
No. Okay. So I'm lying that I have an immunity advantage now. Now
that's coming
on the
that's
way
being
there.
delivered or something, or that you have something for the tribe for, I don't know. I'm just trying to think outside the box. Yeah. That gives you enough time to connect with people and be like, I lied about that just to keep me safe. Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think here.
I appreciate your gamer mindset.
It's too hard.
This was a fucking train wreck. And I'm sorry, Riz God. Like, way to make something out of nothing, though, because this man didn't know how to do a puzzle. He didn't know
he was missing pieces.
He's literally putting the pieces on top of the other puzzle and still can't figure out these missing pieces.
Yes.
What are we doing here? Riz God? You got to be a pop whore. What is this?
Alex should have chucked the pieces after he solved it and just been it's in this area.
It's when Alex went back and covered the puzzle with his body. I said, yes, Alex. And then he ran back without throwing the puzzle. I said, yes. Alex deserves to lose.
I think he wasn't confident that he knew where the wheel was. But it was like, all these Survivor maps, they're literally just an X in a pretty general location of where the thing is. Once you have that, it's just like, dig around.
Yeah,
now it's
keep
dig
digging
around. Like, he was in the right spot, just didn't dig hard enough or far enough or quite around the area enough, but he should have hucked that puzzle. I've been in situations like that and hucked puzzles. It's like, get it done, get them to check it, tear it down.
Yeah.
So take that extra moment, Alex.
Turned off.
Yeah, it does turn off. Like, that's where, and I think that's where going back and playing something the second time, there is such a learning curve to all of those instances where you're like, okay, keep your wits about you. Somebody else is going to screw up. Even if you're behind right now, just keep plugging away. Somebody's going to botch it because they forgot something. On Blood versus Water, the season I won, there was a swimming challenge where you swim out and grab these traps, these like crab traps at the bottom, and then they had puzzle pieces in them. But you had to like swim out, get them through this little thing, untie them, and then pull them back. And the other tribe didn't bring their thing back. And I was like, they swam all the way out, did the whole thing, swam back without the thing. And then we're standing there like, now what do we do? And Jeff's like, you didn't bring your puzzle pieces back. And I was like, yes. Yeah. But like, there's so many brain farts. They happen all the time, no matter how many times things are explained to them. Maybe Alex couldn't tear the puzzle apart, but I don't think they'd put that rule in place. I think yeah.
Mm-mm.
So, Riz God with the win. Do you like him getting emotional there first day, the feel goods?
Let me not roll my eyes. Look, it's a lot when you go through the whole casting process. You're locked up in sequester. You go through the first stuff. You want to prove yourself. Fine. I cried a lot on my multiple TV appearances. I can't judge. But watching it, I understand why the public is like, God, move on. Like, just get with the game. Where's the fight? Where's the fury? Where's the hunger? Like, kind of, are we all just soft now? I think it's okay to be soft. It is, but maybe it doesn't make the edit. I don't want to see all that. Maybe not until the end, not day one.
I want to go through real quick. We'll name everybody on the season because I know that they're all listening here. They're big fans. Everybody is. If you speak it into existence, it happens. Let's go to Hina first. We have Steven with the hearing aids. Got bullied growing up because he was only 4'11" at some point in his life. Steven, everyone was 4'11" at some point in their life, unless they're not taller than 4'11".
That's fair.
No, he said he was 4'11" until high school. I think
and then middle high school he grew.
I'm not saying you deserve to be bullied, but I'm just saying I understand why it would have happened at that point in time in his life, considering
what would you have said to him if you saw him in high school and he was 4'11"? You got words for him?
No, I was so nice. So nice.
Ashleigh, what would you have said to him?
Okay, we've had at my schools, we've had lots of like short folk. I'm considered a short person.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand and I accept that.
And I'm going to sit here. I don't see height. So.
We had a guy and he was pretty short. We used to call him Too Short. So I'm assuming
Too
he would have gave.
Yeah,
we would have gave that to
I'm
Steven.
sorry. That's not bullying. That is uplifting the community. That's good.
It's cool.
You gotta walk by and say, "What's my favorite word?"
Yeah. Yes.
But what if he doesn't take it that way? Do you think that automatically he didn't take it that way?
He didn't take it that way. He used to hate it, but we, what do you do?
When you're really short.
As you know,
the bully. She was the bully amongst us.
I was part of that for a little bit.
We apologize to the guy that Ashleigh called Too Short in high school.
So sorry, Too Short.
So yeah, what's his real? Oh my God, this is making it worse. Pass, skip, next. So.
And he will be on season 51 of Survivor.
Yes, talking about Ashleigh, crying on the first day about Ashleigh calling him too short in high school. Wow. Yeah. And I'm not innocent on some childhood bullying either. So listen, we all make mistakes. We all grow up and get older. Ashleigh would never call this, I'm sure, very kind and gracious person too short anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. Yeah. Let's so Steven goes around creating all the alliances. He's telling everyone the same thing, that he has a good vibe and wants to work with them. Is this a red flag for you? Like watching it obviously in third person, it's a red flag, but in the moment, are you like, this guy's trying to sell something to everybody?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's every competition reality show.
Good vibe. Ever. Get out of my face. You tell me I have a good vibe, you're out first. On day one, like maybe halfway through the season when you're like, Taylor, you're a good person. You have a good vibe and I like you. And if I can't win, like it would be cool if you could win. Like, okay, that's a real conversation. But day one, come on.
I mean, maybe I'm a narcissist, but I would believe it about myself. Someone's, Taylor, you got a good vibe. You're damn right. I do. But you don't need to tell me that. Get the fuck out of my face. I'm going to ask around and be like, hey, did so-and-so come to you and say you had a good vibe?
Yes. The second you cross-check that with someone, just one other person, you're done.
Yeah.
Like if one other person, if Taylor and I are on the same tribe and we're like, did Steven say good vibe to you? And she's like, yes. I'm like, he's fucking gone. He has to go. He can't be here anymore because who else did he say it to? So if you're Steven, can you say something else to each person? Can you say good vibe to one person and something else to the next person? So it's not the exact same verbiage. Would that be better?
Good vibe, good energy, good time.
I just trust you.
Yeah.
Like,
I really like how you move, man.
Because then when you go up and you're like, did Steven say he could just trust you? And you're like, no, he said I had a good vibe. And you're like, well, that's different. I guess, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
But then it's like, so wouldn't I not be saying the same thing to people? Like if I'm sussing out everybody on the island, I'm like, I get good energy from you. Because I tend to be a little more positive, right? So I'm going to be telling everybody something positive because I want to make connections. So I'm saying, hey, you've got a good energy. You've got good vibe. I like the way we talk. This is feeling good. That's not necessarily something that you cross-reference and say, well, fuck her. We got to get her now. It's like, okay, you're just sussing people out. I think there's a line before.
Just being nice.
Yeah. There's a line.
Being friendly and positive.
Yeah. Too much gaming now.
But you can tell he's doing a little too much because he's saying, I have a good vibe. Let's work together. That's, if everybody catches that, then he's trying to work with everybody. Hearing aids, probably a little tricky to play with out on Survivor with the ocean and the sand and everything like that.
Oh,
very.
But it brings me back to an idea I had a long time ago. Taylor, you can tell me if I'm an idiot.
I will, don't worry.
In Boys Life, in the magazine Boys Life, you could get like these super mega hearing things and you could probably pass them off as hearing aids, but then you could hear whispers and conversations from across the room. Brilliant.
What are you trying to say?
Like you can go out and work in a similar way.
They
I don't.
do.
I guess one is
I-
medical,
turn
and
'em
you
up.
like that's insurance that'll help you get them,
and
then
it's
boys
bringing you up to the level of hearing that supposedly is standard with humans.
Sure.
So
Okay.
he doesn't have an advantage. But what I'm saying is like a super mega hearing
Just
mechanism. Yeah.
And you could just call them
That-
hearing aids because they are aids
Yes.
to your hearing.
Yes. You just turn them in and be like, I have to have these to play. But then you can hear whispers all night and you can hear everything people are talking about. Would that be a cool advantage? Would that be a cool little loophole?
Unique advantage for sure, but then you're gonna get there and lay down. You're just gonna hear like the bird chirping or like the frogs fucking around the corner, and you're like, "Oh, this is not
it's
what
too
I thought
much.
it was gonna be."
Okay, and you couldn't probably make that sound, could you, of the frogs?
Ribbit.
Okay,
Oh,
I thought it was, I was thinking it was going to be more slippery. They're amphibians, you know.
The tongues, they're so long, you know.
Yes, they do have long tongues. Okay, Christina, horrified of birds. Horrified. Is she in the right place?
He's in the wrong place, but there was someone on The Amazing Race last season that was afraid of stairs. So, you know,
Stairs?
afraid of stairs. And then, you know, she had the like reality TV sob story valid thing where she had an accident. She slipped downstairs, hurt herself. I'm like, okay, I understand it. But you went on The Amazing Race and you're afraid of stairs. You go on Survivor and you're afraid of birds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You gotta do like, was it EDMR? Some psychoanalysis treatment before you get into those spaces, right? For $1 million?
Yeah.
I would take my fears for $1 million.
I mean, yeah, and I think that's partly it, but also she's definitely a fan of the show. She says she's a social nerd, not an outdoorsy person, and her jumping at the birds as they're moving is just like, I would purposely kind of steer her into birds every chance I got. Just be like, back up, we're talking, keep your eyes on me, we're talking and moving, keep your eyes on me, lead her straight into some birds.
Jeez.
Every time.
Traumatized.
And then pretend it was an accident. I mean, you got to use every weapon you can in these situations.
Well, what's worse, steering a bird phobic person into birds or losing or throwing left shoes across the camp?
Yes. Okay. We're getting to, that's Kella with Nicole losing her left shoe.
Yeah.
You like this play from Jake?
It was worthless. Jake, I have my hangouts with Jake because all Jake can say is bromance. Yeah, we have a bromance. Yeah. Oh my God, bromance. We have a bromance.
Just from looking at each other's eyes.
First love. It's like love at first sight.
We can just, without even saying anything, we just look at each other and we know we're locked in, bro. Who's the girl that he's aligning with on Blue?
Sophie, yeah.
He goes, yeah. Me and Jake, we have a bromance. This is the bromance. The three of us, we're a bromance. You too, Soph. Huh?
Yeah, I didn't like
I'm
that.
number 3. She understands she's number 3. She quickly understood. So will she make a move against that? I kind of feel like she's going to.
She will.
Yeah, I kind of feel like she's going to. But let's go back to Jake still in that shoe. So Jake, this buff Canadian male dancer, his dad has glaucoma, and this is going to be the last thing he sees on TV.
He's really making his dad proud right now.
I think there is something to stealing stuff, but I think you have to frame someone. Put the left shoe in somebody's bag.
Yeah.
Is he going to make everyone's...
say like we're practical jokers, we're friends, we're having a good time. No, you're just chucking the shoe across the place.
Yeah.
No, the brain, there's so much space. You could rattle it and it wouldn't move because there's so much space between the brain tissue and the skull.
And the skull, just there in the middle with a lot of air.
So much, a protective force of air there.
Okay. I think there's something to framing people somehow, but also if he's getting rid of a left shoe a day and his is the last shoe to disappear or his never disappears, it's going to be pretty easy to figure out who's throwing the left shoes. I think, and this is taking it, I think taking it even further is, Jake, you don't huck someone else's left shoe. You burn all of your own clothes. So you're essentially naked and everybody feels bad for you and gives you stuff of theirs to borrow. And now you're the victim. You're being taken care of by this group of people who now feels some sort of way about you being their baby.
Oh, a big
Taylor.
tough man making himself the victim. Oh, woe is me.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have anything. I don't know if it would work with Jake because his muscles are too big, but look at how skinny I am. It would definitely, I'm shivering and I'm like, somebody burned my shirt. Can I just have like I don't need your shirt, just your buff on one of my arms. I need something.
But at that point, doesn't it turn into like, I would do like a pity kill. I would kill you off the tribe because now I got to give you my shit. You're cold. But
I'm exiting with your shit because I'm wearing your shit to tribal council.
Okay.
Take it off, Jake.
Can I have the jacket? Can I have your jacket?
Take it off, Jake.
Yeah.
Who was that girl seasons ago?
That was Natalie.
Yeah, Natalie.
No, that was who was that?
Was it?
That was Angelina.
Natalie. Angelina sang it too. Right?
Yeah.
Natalie, can I have your jacket?
But Natalie didn't give it. I actually voted someone out who was wearing my jeans. And she thought it was going to be enough to keep my pants, to keep her there. And she was like, can I wear your jeans? I was like, yeah, of course, because you're going to be back right after this. And then I voted her out and went the last few days with just a swimsuit and underwear.
Cold.
Yeah, it was. But I have thought, I'm always trying to think outside the box here, Taylor. You know, these ideas, they're definitely radical. I don't know if they would work, but I just want to see some of them on TV at some point. And maybe not, I don't want it to come from me because I talk about it enough on the podcast that I hope a future player does it. And then
Tyson,
I can see it play out.
Just like bringing future competitors under your wing and training them for a season secretly, covertly, of course.
Well, they listen to this anyways. They do before they go out. They do. Like they're
get
super fans of Survivor.
Guys. Yep. Don't get in his DMs. He won't give you his secrets. He won't make you the next Tyson.
They know all my secrets. They're here. I'm telling everybody. They already know. If you win a reward, go by yourself. Just tell Jeff you need some R&R. You're not choosing anybody to go with. It's just you. That's my number one hope for someone at some point.
Okay.
Okay, let's get to Matt, the old guy, former Boy Scout. Is he playing it cool enough? He wants to lead so bad. He wants to lead.
Because he's capable. He's capable.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Struggle with fire, and to the point where people are like, okay, fine, here you go. And then he just gets it done. Like, I don't have a problem with people. How much can we swear on here? Can we be a little crass?
As much as you want.
Okay. I don't have a problem with people whipping their dicks out if the dick is big enough. You see what I'm saying? Like, put it out there, get the job done.
You got to walk the walk.
Walk, and you got enough to have a little waddle with your walk. So, like, it's okay. And if I think he did handle it the right way. I think he said, okay, I'm going to let these people just go about it, struggle a little bit. He didn't conceal enough. But then when he was asked to step up to the plate, he got it done. Now we know people's positioning in the tribe better. If you failed, you got to go figure your shit out somewhere else and make yourself useful. As my dad liked to always say to me, make yourself useful. So make yourself useful somewhere else. He's got his role now. And bring back, not Boy Scout mentality, because it's a little too goody two shoes, but bring back the Boy Scouts that actually know how to do things with their hands. Men used to go to war. Okay. We need the men that can go on the island and build a fire and build a shelter and do the shit and get it done without a sob story. If you have one, that's fine. Reveal it in the end game. I don't need to hear it day one. We can get close without revealing all of our traumas right now. Just do your fucking job and make the tribe stronger. That's all I ask. I don't think it's too much.
Yeah, but to play devil's advocate here, Taylor, if you're that guy, you're a target now because everybody's like, oh, he's so capable. We just got to get rid of him.
You know, again, as someone who's go ahead.
And you don't want to, and I'm just saying, I'm not that guy. But if I were that guy, I don't want to build a shelter for everybody if not everybody else is going to help build the shelter. I don't want to build a fire if I'm the only one that's always going to be relied on to build a fire because I can struggle without it. And we all are just going to struggle because I can struggle the best. So it's like there's some type of democratic process in providing for other people where at some point the providers are even like, well, I'm doing this part and nobody else is like doing as much as me, even in the thing they're doing, that it's not worth it to me to do this function. And it's just like it comes to a grinding halt as everybody argues the exact design of the shelter. It's like, look, I just want to be off the ground. And they're like, but I want it sloped at like a 48 degree angle. And then it's like, then you do it. And they're like, I can't do it. It's like, then stop telling me. And then it just stops. Done. There's no more progress on the shelter at that point. The second someone chimes in that isn't doing the work, all progress halts.
Okay.
That
And
makes sense.
it's human nature. It's such a weird thing because it's like, I mean, it's not weird because it's
Not weird at
26
all.
days. Like, it's 26 days. You can sleep in the sand for $1 million. You can like deal with some hardship. And if nobody is going to help you and people are going to instruct you while not helping, then you're just going to stop. So I think Matt was a little too anxious, hovering the fire. Like it was too obvious. And I'd be like, I know you want to do it, Matt. Just do it. Like
Which is what happened.
He tried to be as cool as he could, but I think he should have been cooler. I think he should have been off doing something else, not paying attention, and then come back and been like, you want me to try? I don't know. We already talked about Jason. We have Sophie on there, the other Sophie.
Mm-hmm.
She was kind of quiet this episode.
Yeah.
And we have MC on there. MC was also quiet. And we saw Steven try to make inroads with both of them, kind of the same thing. They got good vibes, but that's pretty much all we saw from those two. Uli, we got Savannah and Nate who hid their identities to a certain point. We got Sage who loves poop and talking about other people's poop.
Yep. And she peed on the boat.
And she peed on the boat a bunch, half moon only because she's got her mom's hips. She need to read the room before she talks that freely, or is that okay?
The answer is yes, but also, what a slanted question, Tyson. Should she walk her fucking mouth before she speaks?
I don't even think it's watching your mouth. You need to know your audience. Like if I'm going into like a room full of like my kids' friends, I know they're going to love a poop joke. Like that's like number one go-to for kids under 10 is just like a poop or a fart or something that's going to go well every single time. But as you reach adulthood, there's like even my in-laws are like, Tyson, you make too many jokes about poop. I was like, I know, because the kids love them. And I know that we don't have the same brand of humor anyways. So I'm just going to go with like winning the kids over. So I think it's, you have to know your audience on Survivor. It's being self-aware. And maybe she's fine. Maybe she's not. I don't know yet. We'll find out. But what are you doing, Taylor, if we're all sitting in a circle and somebody announces their love for hearing about poops?
I'm laughing because I know it's going to make them closer to me. We're in a culture of oversharing and quirkiness. And I'm not going to rail against like the quirky person because I just know life has generally been harder for quirkier people. So it might not be my flavor. Sure, it's not my flavor. Oh my God. But I'm not going to make.
But you agree that pooping is healthy, right?
Oh, regular, baby. Give me that morning coffee. You're there, okay?
That's too much now, Taylor. Too much sharing now.
Toe the line. You got to toe the line. No, sorry. I come from a place where we had one toilet for 16 people. You guys had the whole ocean and leaves. So, just living at large over there on Survivor.
Right. But the ocean was also our bath.
What about teeth? What's that like?
You just scrub them off with a stick. There's definitely a fuzz and some buildup if you don't, but you find some makeshift type brush thing from nature and do the best you can.
And you still have to whisper to people.
Yeah, but everybody stinks pretty much the same as long as you're scrubbing off and rinsing with salt water.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Once in a while, somebody will come in real gnarly and you'll be like, and some people don't scrub, that's gnarlier. Some people don't want to bathe in the ocean. And then that's also like an extra stink. So those people specifically have an extra stink. But if you are on the same level of stink of everyone, you almost don't really notice.
Well, that's a line building in its own right. I'm with the equally stinky people.
Yeah, that's what you got to be. Yeah, you have to. And I guess everybody thinks they're equally stinky too. So how do you know if you're an equal stinker? Because I just assumed I was because nobody ever said anything to me. But also I didn't say anything to the people who stank extra. So maybe I'm also now I'm going to have to think about my entire life. Just things have changed for me all of a sudden here. I could be one of the stinkies.
You could be one. I think we would have heard it by now if you were one of the stinkiest. But I guess also,
someone would have said
about it. It hasn't reached my bubble of the internet.
We talk about it amongst ourselves, but not directly to the person who is the stinker.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. So,
so
Sage loves poop. Yeah, poop jokes. Poop jokes. You just gotta know your audience. Like if everybody appreciates a good poop joke, then you're good. You're actually better. That's good for you. Shannon, the yogi, who's like Donnie Wahlberg and Stevie Nicks combined, which I guess is a positive thing.
Yeah.
Does she have to walk the walk now here that she said that? Is that a walk the walk? I don't know. I don't know if that's cool. Is that cool? Donnie Wahlberg and Stevie Nicks?
I don't know that one yoga group session is giving Stevie Nicks. She did say something about what's called a women's spirituality conference that she hosts.
Yeah, but not religious.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So some clarification would be interesting. But we won't get that. We're gonna have to see it come out because I don't know what a Donnie Stevie Nicks Wahlberg is like. If she can show me what it is, give it to me good. Yeah. But the one yoga session is not really selling me anything. Everybody's gonna do that.
I know that the breathing and the yoga is already annoying for me because you have to participate, but I don't want people on TV seeing me participate in something like that. It's like there was a lady who like always wanted to say prayers on Survivor, and you just have to go along with the group and like bow your head. But the whole time you're just like, don't show me on TV participating, but I also like, I can't not, and I have to go along with. So this is one of those, yoga is that moment.
Yes, it's transitioned, I guess, depending on what reality TV show vertical you're in. There's so much Christianity, not even just religion, Christianity specifically in reality TV. And it puts you in a position, I go between atheism and agnosticism. And
based
so
on whatever miracles happened to you that day.
You know, I didn't get raptured yesterday, so.
I didn't either. Or maybe we did.
No, I still have the same pile of mess in the corner. I didn't get raptured.
Okay.
I didn't clean it up.
Okay.
But you have to participate in Christian rituals, prayer, like, you know, giving people space and time to read the Bible, or like two other very religious people, if they want to have what they call Bible study, maybe they're reading the Bible and studying it, but also maybe they're talking game. So, but like, because it's wrapped in religion, you have to be respectful of these traditions. It's interesting to the people who don't want to participate because you have to, and then you have to try to break ground or find commonality with people. But like, I don't want to have to participate in this all the time to further my game. It's an interesting space that we're in, and it's transitioning from Christianity in some spaces to the yoga, mindfulness, spirituality, and others. So I need one person. I like these experimental plays we're doing, Tyson. I want one person to just kind of like bulldoze through all of it, and kind of, there'll be interesting if one day someone says like, we are using these tools to manipulate and evade gameplay, and enough is enough, or go the other way and say I'm infiltrating these spaces and I'm outright pretending to participate for the sake of my game. And if they're a villain, they're a villain, but at least they're trying something different.
Yeah, I've seen similar things. I've seen one where Russell, a notorious villain from Survivor, on Heroes versus Villains, I think Coach was the guy. He was leading us through some Tai Chi thing, and everybody just felt like they had to participate. And Russell was like, I'm not going to do that because I don't really believe in what it is and I don't want to do it. And I was like, yes, I wish I could stand out that much in this moment, but I have to fit in. Mm-hmm. And then another moment is when we gained the majority of this woman wanted to play a game called high and low. It's like you name your high of the day and your low of the day, but it's the low of the, both were so cheesy because it was always like, my high of the day is working with everybody here. My low of the day is having to have voted that guy out. And everybody's the same. So it's just like, yeah, exactly. We feel bad because we're humans. And at some point we had the majority, and my alliance member goes, I'm not going to play your stupid game because I don't have to anymore. And I was like, yes. And then it stopped. So I think this yoga thing, like while people, it's one of those things where there's some mindset where they just assume that everybody wants to be a part of this thing. And then because the majority goes along with being a part of it, now everybody has to. And Shannon did voice her distaste for it. It was like, what? But then she was like, not Shannon, Savannah.
Savannah, yeah.
They're close. I did the same thing.
Yeah. But then she was like, but you know what? She's playing this like, I'm nice and I am cool and I'm good, but I also am going to be devious. So then Savannah came like full circle around and was like, I see what Shannon's doing. She's trying to portray herself as not a gamer. And so I like that read from Savannah. I have yet to see if Shannon is going to be a throat slitter, but if she is, then Savannah, got on it early.
Mm-hmm.
We have Rizzo talking about the hardships of his Albanian parents. We already saw him win this thing, and that was where his emotion came from. Yeah. And Jawan bonds really tightly with Savannah early on, but then he tries to make fire.
And he crashes out.
And crashes out and gets super frustrated. And Savannah's like, that's a red flag. And I have to agree.
Yeah.
Somebody spiraling on day one about not being able to get a fire going is I don't care that you didn't make a fire. I care that you got enraged because you couldn't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's all about the response.
Yeah, it's not even like he was mega hulking out and like throwing stuff, but to storm off and have sweat dripping down your face and go and cross your arms somewhere else. Get it together, man. What's wrong with me? Yeah. Okay. I'm looking elsewhere at a better ally because you are, whew.
Yeah.
It's intense.
Not going to hold it down.
Takes a moment of silence. We can't talk to anybody. Just leave me alone for a second. I'll be fine. I just need a... Yeah. I practiced before. So I think he definitely has some damage control coming up. And then we go to Kella, where we have Jeremiah with an amazing laugh. Do you like this laugh? I think I do like this laugh.
I like Jeremiah.
I do too.
I like his laugh. I like how he's maneuvering, not manipulating, but he's positioning himself the right way for his prototype and the way he wants to play the games. Like I'm down with Jeremiah.
Yeah. And I think he's a great narrator. I think he's going to be one of the stronger voices on the season here. Great laugh, wants to be the first Taurus to win Survivor, which
what's your sign?
As long as he doesn't make everybody do yoga while they're doing saying what sign they are, then I guess it's fine. I am a Gemini.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because
I'm a Scorpio.
Okay. I don't know enough about you, Tyson, to be like, ooh, yeah, totally. I'm a Capricorn. I'm hard-headed and I like money.
Okay.
So, checks out for Big Brother. Big Brother players, the most winningest signs to have won are Cancers and Capricorns. So I'm sure someone cares in the Survivor universe of what that is. But I think we're tied between Cancers and Capricorns for the most wins.
Jeremiah would be able to tell us. I'm sure he's done his research. If he knows that no Taurus has won Survivor, did he say male Taurus or
male Taurus?
Full Taurus.
He said male Taurus.
Taurus.
Okay. He's tight with Sophie right off the bat. It seems like that's kind of where the direction he's going. And then he has a secret alliance with the bromance. We have Nicole, who is happy to be with Jeremiah because they're gay, I think, right? Or in the LGBT community. Is that what it was? Because she said...
the way she said it was so funny. She goes, I'm so happy to see some colorful people here. And I looked at her and I said...
What do you mean?
Yeah, I was like, where?
Yeah, I did too. I was like...
That's what I was... I started like looking around the screen being like, who?
I paused the screen. I was like, did I miss a hue in the light somewhere?
Yeah.
She goes, queer. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Yes.
You ain't black, but yeah.
But also, like, no matter what your bond is or connection is with the person in that, you can't announce that to the entire tribe right in front of everybody and be like, Taylor, we're both winners of a TV show. Oh, thank God we're here together. Thank God.
Yeah, and you're going to be the first to go now. Thank you.
Yes. You can't alienate everyone, all the four other people by being like, we have this already in common. You don't. That's, even if people are thinking that, whether subconsciously or at the front of their brain, like I think that's naturally how these game shows go. You look like, okay, who's male, who's female? That's one of the first natural lines that people are like, is this a thing? Is it not a thing? Then you have age brackets. You have people who are married, people with kids, whatever race, whatever religion, whatever political views you think people might have. There's all these lines, and you have to determine what line means something and what line nobody gives a shit about. And to each individual, that's different. And so it's fine. It's definitely fine to think that, but to go out and then like put it on a billboard is going to make everyone who's not included feel excluded.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, I was excited to see queer people connecting on the show. Like, you should have that moment and it should make the TV show. But
do it at the water well.
Yeah, I was doing it for somebody else, literally leaning in, cutting somebody else out of the conversation and be like, hey, colorful.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
Ah!
Yeah. Can you excuse us a minute? Just stand back. I know you're in the middle of something, but you and me, baby.
Loud too.
Yeah. You and me. They don't have what we have. So yeah, it was an interesting play. We have Jake already talked about. Alex already talked about. The only thing we didn't talk about with Alex is his need for a mother figure.
Because why are we having a mommy fetish on Survivor right now? Everyone in my world that I have in my life, the woman I work for is like she's really cool. She's like a mom.
And a grandma. He called her a grandma.
Grandma. Her name is Alex, right? Alex is the person he was talking to.
Yeah.
So Alex, no, Alex
or Annie.
Annie is the person he was talking to. Yeah.
Names are so hard. So Annie literally before he even says anything, don't say I remind you of your mom. He goes, oh, no. Just like every teacher I ever grew up with was a woman that I looked up to. And the woman that I work for is like a grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Annie like, is she taking this as a compliment?
No.
She literally said, don't say this. And he said, okay, I'll find every synonym.
Everything around it.
Everything around it.
The thing you told me not to say.
It seems like most older women do not want to be told that they're older women. I know, like, literally when I was at the airport, some guy was staring at my mom while we're eating like dinner. He came over to be like, you remind me of my grandma. Why would you tell her that? It's just not something anyone wants to hear.
Unless you're a great grandma. If someone is a great grandma and you go up, you're like, you are a grandma. They're
you
like,
remind me of my sister.
Wow. Yeah. Like then, okay. Maybe that's a compliment. If you tell a great grandma they're a grandma, that's fine. Maybe.
Real roll of the dice. But, you don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't know. You just got to like take a swing if you really want to go there.
How do you even, hey, are you a great grandma? And now if they say no,
just leave.
I mean, if you can tell that they're like 95.
Oh.
Like 100-year-old, like if you're at like celebrating the city's first, only 100-year-old woman, and you see her, you could be like, you're like a grandma. And she's like, oh, I have great
I guess
grandkids.
I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. You're a charmer.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
We have Sophie, the Sophie. There's two Sophies. There's Sophie 1, Sophie 2. Right now, this is Sophie 1, the Latina from Miami. Good narrator. Seems like she's going to be a character for the season. Her voice surprised me the first time she opened her mouth. It seemed like a little high pitch and it had a tone to it. And at first I was like, I don't know if I could deal with that voice, but now it's grown on me. I love Sophie. And I think I would not be annoyed with her.
We're on record, Tyson saying he hates women's voices and takes time.
Just Sophie's. Sophie's like she has like the higher pitch voice that I was not expecting that sound to come out of her mouth that way.
Fair.
No,
okay.
I agree. I think that was the moment when I paused. I was like,
is that a real voice?
Like, is
she doing
the
a voice
playing in the background? Is this a bit? Oh no. Okay. All right. We're good.
Yeah. I immediately thought of Fran Drescher and then, and then was like, it's not Fran Drescher, but it does have a hint to it. But she's definitely playing the middle there. She's tight with the bromance, but she's third wheel and is now making her moves to navigate that. And we already talked about Annie. The only other thing is she's a bit bossy, which is as an older person on Survivor, We saw Matt kind of struggle with this. It's so hard to not step into the leadership role with all that life experience, but you can't. You can't. No matter who you are, you shouldn't step into the leadership role. But generally, the older people struggle with it more. What can she do here to step away from that? Can she? Is it too late? Seems like she prides herself on bossing people around a little bit.
That's what it was. There was a little bit of like, and I'm happy to be doing this. And like, this is fulfilling. I think I'm so bad with people's names. Who was the guy, Marvel guy?
That was
Nate. Nate.
Yes.
Nate said, my socks say dad on them. And the second they called me dad, I was like, ooh, yikes, I got to get out of this. Like,
yes.
Get her to recognize and react. And instead she leaned in a little bit. So, and not entirely. Yeah. Sure so it's like, I can't help you here. This is how you got to edit in real time your own game. You can't always lean into the thing that's going to pigeonhole you into ultimately demise. I hope it doesn't happen, but we'll see.
And it's hard. I think if I'm on that beach with Annie and she's like, Tyson, your chore is gathering firewood. I'm like, don't tell me my chore. Give me a list of chores and I'll choose the one that I think I will do the best at or like the most. If you want to be the organizer of the chores, that's fine. But don't tell me the chore I'm doing. Let me choose my chore. There's options. And I think there's ways to go about kind of being a more democratic leader if you have to lead. But the second you become the dictator of the chores, it's like the beginning of the end.
And that's literally the case in day-to-day life. Like if I could be in the middle of washing dishes and somebody could be like, hey, can you wash the dishes? I'm turning the water off. I'm taking the rubber gloves off. I'm throwing them down and I'm sitting on the couch and watching TV.
Yeah. Nope. I'm doing laundry. Suck it. Like that's
the fucking dishes.
Yeah. I'm not doing them either. I'm doing something else. I'm doing the thing I think needs to be done. If you tell me the thing that I need to do, I'm like, I'll find anything else to work on and I'll work on it so that it doesn't look like I'm just not doing anything, but I'm not doing the thing you told me to do.
Yeah.
I think it's hard. It's hard out there to because you see things not getting done. You're going to get out there, you're going to see things not getting done. And you're like, this is annoying. Things have to get done, but you just have to let things not get done. You just have to be okay living in the chaos and assuming that nobody wants to do anything, but everybody's doing a little bit it's like, I used to work construction and the joke was like, if you don't have anything to do, carry a 2x4 around and then it looks like you're doing something. It's like same with Survivor. Like at least you have to make it look like you're doing something. So, but that's all I'm doing at that point. The second somebody tries to boss me, I'm like, I'm going to get away with doing nothing, but everyone's going to think I'm doing something. So then when you get mad at me for not doing anything, it's going to look bad on you.
I have a question.
Yes.
I know. I want to get some immunity challenge. I do. But why was no one looking for an idol? Was it just too many people around, too soon to be that hungry?
Annie kind of did a little bit, it seemed, because she did alienate herself from the tribe because she was like, I want to get this done. But generally, we will see someone scramble for an idol this early, but it also goes bad often where if you can't get caught out looking for an idol. And unless you're with the majority and they're all looking for it, like it's a bad spot to be. And so I think like most people now avoid that because it is a big risk. Like, okay, again, and then a lot of times people are like, I'm gathering firewood. And then they'll go, look, I just don't know. Like we didn't really see a single person look for the idol. But I do have a couple complaints here about the losing tribe. We'll get to it later. The two on the bottom, they should have done more and they didn't. Let's go to the immunity challenge. Put them in mud right off the bat. Stop. We're getting muddy enough. We're getting muddy enough. Stop doing that to us. Like the oil slick stuff on Survivor is just like day 2, let's get them cemented and caked in garbage. And it's like, we're going to do that on our own. We don't need boils all over our body by the end of this thing. Like stop putting us in mud. But it is fun to watch the people struggle in mud, I guess. 2 tribes win, 1 tribe loses. And the only thing that really stands out to me here is Nicole spitting in Jeremiah's face to clean his eyeballs.
Yep.
You allowing that to happen to
What a
you,
choice.
Taylor? Does it matter who spits in that moment? Or are you just like, clean my face? Or are you like, that's disgusting?
No, I would say consent matters here.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of having I won't disclose my personal life. But yes, like if I need my eyeballs cleaned, spit the water in there. Would I have preferred it to be like poured on me? Sure. But we're here.
Well, do you think the added pressure helped? Like, I don't understand why she had to spit it in.
I'm not going to lie. When I saw the spray, which, we saw another spray from her later on. But when I saw the spray, I was like, this is effective. This is impactful. And it doesn't waste too much water. Like that, the hit was not
perfect.
Just shock value. It was phenomenal. So I hope we see this again from future Survivor players.
Well, so the reason that the spit, I think, had to happen, because I've been in a similar situation. I was a cyclist for a long time. You change a flat bike tire on the side of the road, your hands are filthy. And the only way, you can't dump your own bottle because you gotta like one hand after the other, you're never fully getting it. So I'd fill my mouth with water and scrub my hands out. And I think their hands were covered in mud. Every other part of them was covered in mud. So even if you held your hands out to have water dumped in, there's no real way other than that high pressure spit, which I think is a first for Survivor, like to see that on there.
She did say that.
And it was it was alarming to see, but also I was like, I would have allowed it. Even without consent, I would have allowed it. If somebody's like, let me clean your eyes, close them, and I'd close them. And then that came and I was like, did you spit that? And you're like, yeah. I was like, whatever. Like, it's better than it just,
great.
Yeah. I'm cleaner. So
I will say, I think everybody says something about Jeff and his comments. I'd have too slick of a mouth if I were there. I'm sorry. I know
they don't show those. They don't show them.
More people
usually.
They're protecting Jeff in the edit.
Some people fire back at him, and sometimes they do show it, but they don't show it all the time. I think you called him Jeffrey every one challenge. I called him Jeffrey a bunch of times, thinking it would never made the show.
Lost files.
Yeah, lost files.
It's in his contract. No contestant shall call me Jeffrey.
Yeah, it could be. It probably is, but people do fire back. They show some of the more hilarious interactions, but most of the time they don't. And most of the time, you don't really care. Like that's background noise. You don't even really hear it. So, and some of it is voiceover. I don't think a lot of it is, but some of it is voiceover. That happens later. But
you can tell what's ADR generally. But when the camera's on him and he goes, what did he say? He said, "This is Survivor. If you want a picnic, go to a park." Ooh,
yeah.
Big
You got me, Jeff. You got me.
Okay.
This is the new era, Jeff. He doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So he needs people to cry and celebrate when they meet him.
So he wants to be an idol.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So let's go to anything else from the challenge stand out?
Actually, one thing did stand out from the challenge, and I will give Survivor their props for this. The editing and the cinematography on this show is phenomenal. Just all the way through. When you get that first shot of, I forget what two people it was, but they're running through the jungle and it's that drone shifting side to side. I was like, it's fucking Maze Runner, baby. Let's go. This is Survivor. I was
You know what shot I actually really liked was the underwater of the three boats coming to the beach, right at the opening.
Yeah, that
was
cool.
Whoa, I'd never seen that before. And they film it like a movie. They edit it together like a film. And it's, I think it is really what sets Survivor apart from every other reality TV show. It's the only one. Traders is trying to edit like that. And
it is
they are
beautiful
getting
on
close.
Traders.
Yes. But Survivor does have a leg up still. Like the slow-mo, the wraparound shots, the fast to slow zooms, all of that stuff is really incredible. So I do agree. And when we filmed, there were so many cameras hidden in the challenges. There's GoPros everywhere. You move through a course of 100 GoPros buried in the sand, looking up at you.
Oh, wow.
Everywhere. Everything.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, man. I love this stuff. I really love doing this stuff. You too, Tyson, you getting back in the game?
Am I getting
Not
back?
Survivor.
I mean, I was
not the Survivor.
I was on. I was on House of Villains that comes out early next year.
And is there another NBCU show that we should expect you on in the future at some point?
Traitors? Are you talking about Traitors?
Yeah.
I get so many people asking me if I am going on Traitors, and
sure.
I've not talked. I've had one interaction with somebody over there. Other than that, I haven't. But House of Villains was fun. It's on Peacock, so who knows what the future will hold. But I'm happy staying at home. It's easy to be here and not do stuff. So
that's fair. That is really fair.
Yeah. And so, okay. So the challenge, I mean, I don't know what the transition is. Taylor, are you going? You're on Amazing Race. You're locked into probably a 12-month deal, so you can only be on CBS for a little while here. Or maybe the challenge. Are you going to go on the challenge?
My answer is the same as yours, Tyson. Never. No.
Never know. I didn't say never know. I said I'm happy being here. On the challenge again?
Yeah, the challenge.
Yeah, never know. Never know is the challenge for me, yes. Okay. But you are on Amazing Race, and you could be the first to do the trifecta Survivor next season.
There's no way they're calling. I'm not a Survivor super fan. There's no way they're calling me of all people. I think.
Oh, now reverse psychology. I love that.
No, they're not. They're not. They don't want people who aren't super
Yeah, they
fans.
definitely won't. They definitely won't. It would be such a shock and a surprise that they would ever have you on the show. It would just be, they wouldn't dare to. I bet they wouldn't even dare. They don't have the balls to give you a call and see if you play Survivor. They're cowards.
Jeff got asked on the Emmys carpet if Rachel Riley could be the first one to do it. And he said, well, she'd have to apply.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is like, okay, but she's also in direct connection with Jesse Tenenbaum, who is casting at all the shows. So, yeah.
Hello.
I don't know. That was his way of saying no without saying no.
It was a kind, I don't want any Big Brother players on Survivor.
Yeah. No, thank you.
I don't see it happening.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are Big Brother players on there.
Two
Beast
have done
Mode
it, right?
Cowboy, Hayden. Yeah.
I think that's it. We got to get a woman.
So far. Yeah. But Jeff doesn't like to call women by their last names. So that's where the Beast Mode Cowboy and who was Hayden. True. I guess he didn't call them by their last names, but he likes those alpha boys.
Oh, this is all I'm learning. I was late to this podcast because I was watching a 15-minute Tyson's best moments compilation.
Is that true?
No. I only know you from your challenge performance and like.
Okay. What did you think? Do you like me more or less after watching that?
Even more. That was so fun. Because, I got first Tyson. I got the little bit of lore of how you got to your win. Saw you with the wife and the kid coming, a little itty baby. That was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That was fun. Well, I'm glad you got to experience that. Late to the party, but we'll have you at any time, any point in people's life when they decide that they want to be a Tyson fan. We'll accept them with open arms.
Yes.
Let's go to the scramble. We get Kella. These names of these tribes are going to be a little tricky for me for a second here because they're not. The pronunciation and spelling is a little
very different.
So Kella loses, and it's Nicole and Annie's fault. Whose fault was it more in this challenge? Who lost it for them? Was it Nicole or was it Annie? Because Annie looked like she wasn't even trying to pull that rope as far wide as she could have.
She wasn't.
I had messaged Matt Van Wagenen, the executive producer, and was like, what was Annie's deal? Could she not pull it more? He's like, it was an operator error. I was like, so she could have pulled it more? He's like, yeah. So
there it is. There it is.
I think for the angle she was pulling it, it looked like what she was saying was true. But if she maybe lowered her arms a little more, she would have been able to pull it.
I wondered if there was like they had to stand on a box and couldn't get off of it. So she was like, this is as far as I can go without stepping off the box, which is against the maybe like that. Because the other person that we saw had to like push their arm way out super far. So I was kind of wondering if that was the case too. But in any case, I thought it was more Annie's fault from visually watching this episode, but Nicole got a lot of blame.
I think it was Annie's fault. I think when she started the challenge with Jake, and she wasn't even pulling the snake. So that already lost them any type of advantage towards anything. And then you get to the ball thing, and she wasn't pulling it all the way. 100% her fault. And she did the same thing in the first challenge where she was behind Jake as well, which also, so I don't really know what they're, I have a feeling in the beginning they thought because Jake is super big, he can carry everything. But like, they both have to cross the line, like the finish line. Right. So she actually put that good advantage that they could have had in the beginning way back. So I think it's her fault.
Yeah. They should have put her with someone slower because then they're moving the same speed and have Jake go with someone faster. But it's always different depending on the challenge. Like sometimes a stronger person can pick up the slack and sometimes they can't because you got to wait. Taylor, agree or disagree? Annie's at fault. Agree?
Annie's going to DM me and be like, I was such a huge fan of yours on Big Brother, but you know, you deserve every single hate message you get. How dare you talk about another
Annie, please.
She won't. Go see her band. She's in a band. She'll forgive you.
No, it did look like Annie just... I stand by what I said. I think if she lowered her arms and pulled in closer, it would have solved for her issue. But I think like for the position she was in and probably stage fright maybe that she was having, I don't think she was lying. But, you know, that still comes down to you didn't do what was necessary to fix the problem at hand.
Yeah, I agree. And we get this battle after. This is the scramble before tribal council. You go to the losing tribe, everybody scrambles. It's Nicole versus Annie. I was hoping that it was going to like all of a sudden shift because it was too obvious. It didn't. It stayed with them. And I think they even tried to make it seem like it wasn't Nicole at the end there with Annie gaming against the boys, maybe, but it didn't really stick. And in this moment, Nicole barfs.
Yeah.
I don't mind the barf. I feel the anxiety. When she barfed, I was like, I remember that. I remember my stomach churning as we're like scrambling and I'm feeling like maybe it's me, and not barf levels because I don't barf. Like you couldn't even make me barf if you tried. But
that's a challenge.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I can count on one hand how many times I barfed.
How many times? 2?
Like 4.
Wow.
I barfed in a popcorn eating contest.
I didn't
and
ew.
This is TMI now. Oh no. Oh no. I have to understand my audience. I'm sorry.
I get to throw you out.
Oh no. Oh, what have I done? Now if I'm ever on a show with Taylor, I'm going to be like, Taylor, we're cool, right? Because I talked about the throw up, but I stopped when you expressed your discomfort. We're good. Are we good? I have to target you first now, Taylor, because I won't be sure whether or not that this will have gone under a bridge. What is it called? Under the water?
Water under the bridge.
Yeah. Water under the bridge. Water, is this water under the bridge or bridge under the water? I don't know. And so just to be safe. Just to be safe. Okay, so Nicole barfs. I liked that they showed it. Like, we don't get enough barfing on Survivor as much as there should be.
Yeah, I imagine like when you guys do the challenge or the reward stuff with like all the food stuff. I do this from my pageant days. I had really not intense diets, but like limited diets. And so after competing, I'd want to eat pizza and pasta and all these super fatty fried chicken. And I would feel so sick afterwards. So if I'm starving on an island for 20 something days, and then they go, here's a burger and beer and fries, and I eat it, I'd be fucked for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people have puked before on that. Okay. And I overeat a lot. Not as often as I used to, but on Survivor specifically, to the point of feeling really sick. But I don't puke, but I've seen people puke from it. And so it does happen. But I guess they don't have to show every time. But it does, I think it just shows like, yeah, Survivor is tough and it's hard and stuff like that. So I do have a gripe with Nicole and Annie, but I'm going to save it for after Tribal Council coverage here. And before we get into that.
One thing, Nicole says, and I had to watch a YouTube video on what a shot in the dark was, but she says going into tribal council, geez, the Midwest jumped out. Going into tribal council, if I even feel that I'm in danger, you bet I'm using that shot in the dark.
Yeah.
And she's a money laundering investigator. It's her job to pick out the red flags. If everybody is telling her she's good and how great she is at everything, knowing she wasn't great at everything, that's the big red flag. Yeah. It's a big red flag. So I'm going to get into my gripe right now then. This is my gripe. Annie and Nicole both should have played their shot in the darks.
Yeah.
Neither one of them was certain. And Annie knows her vote doesn't matter if they're voting how they say they are. And Nicole also knows that her vote doesn't matter if they're voting how they say they are. And both of them feel like it could be them. And even at tribal council, to the degree where Jeremiah was saying we need to get rid of the weakest player, and it's between two people, and I know who I'm voting for.
Yes.
And Jake agrees that they're voting out the weakest player.
Yes.
Yeah.
You both should be playing your shot in the dark.
Yes.
What is going on here?
Yeah, that was crazy. For Jeff to jump in on Jeremiah and say, oh, so it's down to two people. Like I hear you say,
he said, yep.
Two. He said,
yep.
Yep. And he said it was the weakest. They were targeting the weakest.
Uh-huh.
Nicole.
And Nicole's looking around saying, am I good? Am I good?
Girl.
It doesn't matter at that point. You're not getting a straight answer. And even if you are, like, you don't know enough. Like, you're at risk. Play your shot in the dark. Have Annie play her shot in the dark too. Both play it. Why wouldn't you both play it? Like, there's not a lot of places where you're going to be able to play your shot in the dark knowing that that the majority, like that your vote, like sometimes your vote is going to matter. And so in that moment, you're like, are they telling me the truth? Because my vote matters if so, but if not, I need to play it. They don't have to decipher that. They know that what they're getting sold doesn't need their vote. Yeah. So play it. That's a lesson for future Survivor contestants, to play it. Tribal Council. Everyone's having fun, except for two people aren't having fun. Again, everyone's laughing. They're laughing. They're having a great time. It was a party.
Yeah.
If you're not in on the party, play your shot in the dark.
True.
And
it's absurd.
Having been in a position, I was up for elimination 6 times, like on the eviction block 6 times on my season of Big Brother. I know what it's like to be in jeopardy and your guts to sink to your ass and your knees to literally knock. And I know what it is to have that feeling and look to your left and look to your right and see people giggling and tee-hee.
Just having the best time. They're so safe.
Y'all need to shut the fuck up. Like, I don't like that.
If I'm on a jury and people were so happy in the moment when I got voted out, not because I got voted out, but because they're safe and I'm not voting for them to win. I'm like, fuck you, dude. You guys were like high-fiving and giggling and I wasn't in on it and I knew I wasn't in on it. You're not getting my vote. I don't care how well you played this game. You didn't play it well enough to manage me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jury management matters.
This is not, jury management doesn't matter. These people aren't on the jury, but like practice. Get some practice in before it does matter.
Yeah.
Like, be sad. Everybody's supposed to be sad because you're supposed to go back to camp and be like, that was the hardest thing I ever did was having to stomp out somebody's dream. I can't believe
everybody's
we all had to do it.
Out.
We all had to do it. And then you hug and everybody feels sad. And then everybody in their head is like, I'm just pretending to be sad. I'm so glad that I made another step. And you're all doing it to each other, but that's like how you have to play it. Anything else stand out at Tribal Council?
I literally have it written down here on my phone. Nobody, to what you're saying, nobody said goodbye. Not a like.
That's because she was pissed.
Yeah.
That's because she was pissed.
Angry.
Yeah, but you can still be like, I'm sorry. Like, like a little something.
Yeah, I think it's a read the room situation. Because if you vote me out and you look at my face, I don't want you to say goodbye. I don't know. You give me that heart, dude. You give me that heart. I'm kicking your torch over and blowing it out. I'm blowing the... Taylor's is out too. What does that mean, Jeff? I'm
yeah,
not.
how amazing would that be if the wind just took somebody's torches out?
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Sometimes they do. They come relight them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you really have to read the room. And I also think if you're in on it and you convince someone that you weren't in on it, you don't say anything. You put your head down. You're like a puppy, just like a puppy in trouble. You just put your head down and don't make eye contact. And that's what they need from you in that moment is you feeling that shame.
Yeah.
But if you weren't in on it and you got blindsided, you just weren't the person to go home, you can stand up, give a hug, say bye, tell them you had no idea. Whatever you want to do, they'll accept that. But I'm not accepting any goodbye from anybody who wrote my name down and also deceived me. Like, get out of my face, dude. And also, my family's rich, so I don't care that bad. But you need to know that.
Yeah.
You come up with whatever reason you can to like you get one last dig before you're out of there. You know, you got to be like, didn't need it anyways. And you're like, fuck, I'm not going to be able to make my mortgage next month.
No, literally. I couldn't even prepay my rent.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're just like, whatever you got to say to make yourself feel better and give them a little jab in the ribs on your way out. I think Nicole was pissed.
Yeah.
You don't say anything because she wasn't going to say anything back. She was pissed. But then she came around real quick. She was like, okay, they got me. And now I'm going to be the butt of all the jokes at my family's things.
Oh.
I don't like that.
Sucks.
You get into that moment when you get voted out and you're like, I have to put on a good face so I don't look like a bitter piece of shit. But there's a line between being a little bitter and disappointed and just being like, I'm just happy to be part of the experience. It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You came out to win that thing and you only lasted 2 days and it was cut short. Be mad.
I forget how
I'd be pissed.
The game is.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so fast now too.
Already eliminated. It takes a whole 8 days in Big Brother because they usually have like one extra day, and it's a rotation of 7 days for the entire game to play out. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
All that in 2 days. Wow.
It's crazy. It is crazy. 2 days, maybe 3 days. Maybe they have 3 days the first one, but the game is shortened since COVID too, so it's only 26 days instead of 39. There is no downtime. No. It's every day there's a challenge. It's move. So, So that's how it goes. But
I wish Survivor would get back to like, these people are starving on an island. These people are alienated. Like, bring it back to the core. I think, and maybe that's just the hazard of having reality TV shows that have been on since the year 2000 or 1998, right? Like, everybody knows the lore of these games, but I think the meta is so pervasive now. We have to go back to you need to be reminded that these people are going through it. They're stripped of everything. Hard. They don't know what's going on. It's very hard, but like, also, can we? I'm going to say it. We need to start casting hot dummies on reality.
I've already been 4 times. Taylor.
And that's why
I get what you're trying to do. I get what you're trying to do.
Nerd.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. They did have a hot dummy last season who was pretty fun on there, but it's also a gamble. It's like, I love watching people try to navigate for the first time without being a super fan. Like, that's great TV. Yes. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. You get this out of the box thinking, or you get them being like, this is the first time anybody's ever done this. It's like, no, it's not. I love that moment too. And they have that sometimes, but not as often as they used to have it every season. Every season they'd have somebody or a couple people who were like, I just applied. I have never seen the show really. And you're like, cool, that's what we want. But I do think that, in the new era, they've strived for a diversity, but kept all the personalities very similar in that, like, they're all fans of reality TV. They all celebrate the same stuff. They all are dying to be there. And it's just like, it's all a certain type of person that is in that category. While there is some differences, it's not big differences.
Yeah.
And maybe that's so people can bond over stuff. I don't know what it is and why they do that anymore, but I
you can
like
bond
people
over
who
having
have
broken your left toe at one point in your life. Like, come on.
Yeah,
I
that
want
is
people
true.
that are hungry for $1 million and starving on an island willing to do it.
And
Not just happy to get a participation trophy.
Yeah.
Right.
And I say this as someone who was plucked out of being Miss Michigan USA, thrown into a reality TV show, studied for it, did well. But every other thing, like I've luckily gotten a call and been placed in these situations because I've seen my track record on TV. Okay, I understand where I'm coming from. But still, take people out of obscurity, put them on TV, like make sure they don't have any knowledge or they're not a super fan of these shows, because that's when you get the golden stuff. That's where you get innovation. Like, anyway, that's my soapbox.
It is true.
That's my soapbox.
It is true. Because all these people, it's like being a professional poker player in that professional poker players know how professional poker players are going to play. So they are playing to combat a professional poker player. Whereas if you put an amateur in there, they have no idea. And they get actually frustrated and upset at the amateur. And the amateur's like, the pro's like, you shouldn't have even been in that hand. And the guy's like, well, why not? I was there. And then I ended up winning the hand. And they're like, I know, but you started with the worst hand. And there's no way that you should have called my raise to begin with. And you're like, that's what you get is you get these people who are making moves that aren't logical, that aren't like the main way to play the game. And I do agree that seeing that is definitely refreshing and fun. And it adds a layer of the game and it adds a wild card to everybody trying to maneuver through all of it. Like, what is this person going to do? Do they understand that they shouldn't do this here? Like now you're having that's for everybody now a difficulty. So, and you did see it last season with David. Like that was difficult for people to navigate, not knowing like what he was going to do or what he wasn't going to do and how much he knew and how much you could trust him. Because if you all understand the game, there's an unspoken understanding in certain situations where you're like, we all know what to do here. So I agree. Yeah. I'm on board, Taylor. Let's get those people back. Yeah. Before we leave, Taylor, you got a winner pick for the season based off of just episode 1. Who's winning this thing?
I want either Nate to win or my reporter.
Savannah.
Yeah. Savannah or Nate. Okay. Those are my two that I can see. I see the bromance burning bright and hard and fast.
Yeah.
So I can't put
people are coming against that quick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ashleigh, who do you have?
Jeremiah. I think
Jeremiah?
He's
in a great spot.
I like him a lot, and I think he's going to be able to work with a lot of people. I mean, he already was able to get Nicole like that quick. I'm like, I have a feeling everyone's going to see him and just be like, I like him. him. You know, so I think he's going to get at least really far, if not win the whole thing.
I agree. I think he's definitely going to make a deep run, and I think he's going to be one of the voices for the season. I think it's going to be... I was going to say it might be somebody we didn't really see much this first episode. A lot of times it is. But I also feel like I think Jason, the alternate, the gamer.
Oh,
I'm going to go with Jason. I'm going to go with Jason. Seems like everybody really likes him. He's not very threatening. He seems very friendly and excited to be there. And so I think he has a good shot. Last one before we close it out. Who's getting voted out next? Which means you have to choose which tribe is probably going to go back to tribal council and who from that tribe is getting voted out. Jake's gone. They're coming against the boys right now.
Yeah, they're too big, and he's too loud about the bromance. Yeah. And I think also like you've got those two women on that tribe. I think they're going to realize we need to move now before. And
Jeremiah will agree with them.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love that. I like that pick. I think you definitely onto something. Yeah. Ashleigh?
I was going to say Annie. I don't think that they're going to go too hard at the big boys yet. I think they still want to keep them as a blocking force for a little bit longer. But I don't think they're going to win any more challenges. I think they might be our disaster tribe of the season. So
wow, they could be the disaster tribe. Ouch. Okay, I'm going to divert from that just to be different.
Okay.
I mostly agree that Kella is probably going to lose again. But if not, I think Hina, tribe will lose.
Oh, okay.
And if that's the case, I think Steven is going to spiral out of control because he was feeling so good about building bonds and now he's getting paranoid. And I think that paranoia is going to make him blow up.
You're right.
They've just got such good, like, spirit, coming on with their chants and cheers, their good energy.
Yeah, they do have too much.
If they fall, it will crush them. I think that.
Yeah. And I think Steven's going to spiral first and fastest. If they do lose, he's immediately going to be like, it's me. I know it's me. What can I do to not be me? And it's just going to make it worse and worse and worse.
Oof.
Yeah.
So
I think Jake just has too much screen time on this episode. And we already found out about, like he struggled with fertility issues in his relationship. Wife's having a baby while he's gone.
Yeah.
I think we know too much about him for him to be around.
Oh, that makes sense.
His story came out. Yeah. Yep. I agree too. I think those early stories sometimes are a sign of things to come. I feel like maybe Rizgod is that way. We got a big backstory from him. We got a big backstory from Jake. It's like now they've shared their backstory. When do they exit? That'll do here at The Pod Has Spoken. You can follow Taylor Hale on her journey across the world.
Europe.
Across
still cool.
The entirety of Europe, which is smaller than the United States. I actually don't know if that's true. That's just okay. And that starts tomorrow.
It does start tomorrow. It's so cool, guys. I feel like we just filmed it. So watch Kyle and I race across Europe as far as we get. And
one of my reality TV friends, Kyland, I was on the challenge with him.
Yes. And it's weird. I've never done a show where I've filmed it and it hasn't come out either in real time, like immediately after.
So you can feel the hate immediately instead of seeing it all built up over
What's already happened and I miss it all,
Miss all of it? Yeah, you have no idea. No, I'm sure you'll be great. Very excited to watch. Anything else you've got coming up? You've got the Big Brother, what is that called? The after show that you do?
Yeah, Big Brother Unlocked. We finished our last episode with James Gunn. He was the best guest ever. So if you want to catch that.
I'm going to tell Boston Rob. You said
that. James has been watching season 1. So I think you get
Rob watched 6 episodes. Rob watched 6 episodes before he talked to you.
In the dressing room, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. You can catch that on Paramount Plus. It's probably some of my finest work. And then watch us on Amazing Race and just keep up with all the fun, exciting things.
I think they also on Amazing Race, maybe they don't do this anymore. They used to give you the option to tag along and go on all the places. So we could, even if you're out early, we could see your feet in the season as they're teasing up. I don't know if they still use those guys as extra, but I think there was a time when Amazing Race
if you were eliminated, you had to travel through. No,
if you wanted.
Fun.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore.
No, if you were eliminated, you were sent back home and then flown out to the final leg.
Okay. Yeah. Sad. Okay.
Sad.
Well, I guess good luck because we want you to see as much of Europe as possible. And we'll be rooting for you here at The Pod Has Spoken. Everyone, you can catch us on our new feeds, individual feeds. People have asked for a long time. We used to be a conglomerate of all the reality TV programs we do here at The Ringer. We are now our own separate feed on YouTube, on Spotify, anywhere else where you get your podcast from. And until next week, thank you so much, Taylor. Thank you so much, Ashleigh.
One more thing.
What? You got one more thing.
Yes. Listen to the last episode. Me and Callie, we've been covering Big Brother on the Bachelor Potty. All this toilet.
Bachelor Potty.
Poddy.
No, on the Bachelor Party podcast. So go listen. We're going to do the finale episode. It'll drop this Thursday and next week.
Man, you're all over the place. It makes me feel like I don't work very hard. But I don't. We knew that about myself. Until next week, see ya.